Well, guys, should we review the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special?
Let's do it.
All right. I mean, I don't know if we have to go into detail on this one as much as
There's
we
not a ton to review.
do
I
other
don't think.
stuff. Before we do any spoilers, I guess what was your guys' just kind of impression of it?
It was just a fun little silly family type show, 30-minute special. It was cute. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same. Where like it was fun enough, but like it felt totally inconsequential. Which
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's the way it's supposed to be.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it's not something that I don't think it was fun enough that it's something I would ever like revisit. It's not like another Christmas is going to come along and I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it's not like
special.
an annual Christmas show where you just
Right.
like, watch it every year with the kids or something.
Right. Is that how you felt too? As it was like,
Yeah, it was all right.
Okay, yeah, let's. Who cares? Let's get into spoilers. It was only a 45-minute show, so whatever. I mean, first of all, I have some questions for you guys. So it's been a minute since I watched Guardians Volume 2.
Yeah.
She said, so Mantis like mentions that like Ego was also her father, and she was like leery of telling Star-Lord that. Did they set that up in that movie? Because I honestly couldn't remember.
I remember
I,
that being so.
I thought she was more like an assistant. I didn't realize she was one of his children.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought too. I didn't realize that she was one of his children. And then also, like, she mentions, I think that they like bought Nowhere from the Collector. Was that set up in a prior movie?
I didn't even catch that part.
Yeah, I thought the collector was dead. I don't know.
I believe there was she had a line where she mentioned like somehow they actually bought Nowhere from the Collector.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
heard her say
dog?
that.
No, that's Cosmo.
But he
Nowhere's-
escaped when the collectors got blown up or whatever.
The Collector was Benicio del Toro's character.
But the dog was in his collection.
Yeah, he was
right?
in one of
Oh
those
yeah,
glass cages.
yeah.
So here's like a little Easter egg. Was that on Adventure Time, Lady Rainicorn? Is that the same voice for the dog?
Oh.
Oh, I mean, I don't watch Adventure Time, so I wouldn't know.
Because it's got like some kind of like voice box thing that lets it talk.
In the video game, it was a male voice, so this is the one they changed it up into like a female, like Russian voice.
Was it Russian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 'Cause Lady Rainicorn is like Japanese, I think.
I think it's supposed to be that dog. What was that dog's name that they sent into space, like in the 50s or whatever?
Yeah, I think it is supposed to be like a take on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this dog's name is Cosmo. I don't.
Okay.
Oh, maybe like Cosmonaut.
It
Maybe.
could be something like that.
But anyway, we start off with like an animated intro where like
Oh man, that animated intro threw me off. I was like, is this whole thing gonna be like Lord of the Rings cartoon looking?
well, I knew from the previews it wasn't going to be, but I did wonder like how long is this going to last?
Part of me was like, why didn't they just shoot this instead of animating it? But I guess
Well,
it's a flashback, so I guess you can kind of.
yeah, that would have cost more money. Plus, it's like I don't know, you gotta find a kid and and like you got to put Yondu in all his makeup again. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, they just had this little intro with him, Star-Lord, as a kid, and he's with Sean Gunn's brother. I forget what that character's name is, and he's teaching him Christmas. And then Yondu comes in and he's like, "What's all the?" He's like the Scrooge, you know. He's like, "What's all this shit?" And he like kicks the tree and like he's like, "This is bullshit" or whatever. And then so it goes to present day, and we find out like Mantis was telling that story, and she's like she can tell Star-Lord's like really down, so she wants to like cheer him up, and the Sean Gunn's character says that apparently there's like this what does he say? There's like a calendar that tells him like. that on Earth it's almost Christmas or something. They have like this universal calendar or some weird bullshit. And so yeah. Now again, another question I had is she mentions like, oh, he's really down because like he misses Gamora. Now at the end of Endgame, like, you know, the first Gamora died, but then don't they get like a another Gamora from the time stream, like an earlier version?
Yeah.
Like, where's she?
Well, I mean, it's understandable to me because like she doesn't really know them like the old Gamora did. So
Right.
She's like
Yeah, she
probably
just-
just doing her own thing out there.
Yeah, she kneed him in the nuts and like disappeared into the universe. Pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, did she? Oh, I was thinking that like at the end of Endgame, like,
She was at the funeral.
yeah, I was thinking
Tony
she was still like with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then,
I don't
like
know.
Thor: Love and Thunder, like the Guardians were there and she wasn't there. Now she wasn't there, and so I'm like, I just don't know what the status of that character is.
Yeah, I kind of assumed she just peeled off.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. That's what I imagine the next story is gonna be.
Yeah, I
like,
assume Guardians 3 will have to loop her in, probably get her memories back by the end of the movie or something. I mean, I don't remember all it seemed like there was like some funny dialogue between Drax and Mantis, where like he has that whole thing of like telling her like she ate all the nuts or whatever.
Oh yeah, the Zagnuts. Or
Yeah, and then eventually like she goes off on him.
Nobody cares about the Zagnuts.
But anyway, her plan is to go to Earth and kidnap Kevin Bacon, who she's under the impression is like this huge hero because of the way Star-Lord talks about him. So they go to Earth, and I thought this was weird. So like they have this bit where like they first fly in, and like these people are looking at the spaceship and freaking out, and so like she's like, "You did like turn on the cloak or whatever." And he's like, "Of course," and then you know he forgot and he goes and does it, but like. The Earthlings, they've seen spaceships, they've seen aliens. You know, would they really be? I mean, they would be like, "Oh, a spaceship," but they wouldn't be all freaked out. Like they know this shit exists, right?
I think they do.
I mean, I'd be freaked out. Like every time they see an Earth, like a spaceship, something bad happens, right? Like the
I mean, I don't know.
Chitauri invasion and then Endgame.
There's some of that, but it seems like I don't know. Like the Wakandans have spacecrafts, and it seems like Shield has spacecrafts. It seems like they wouldn't always be freaked out the first thing they saw one, but maybe I don't know.
That giant flying battleship thing.
The helicarrier. Yeah, I'd be more freaked out to see the helicarrier.
Like
That's
this defies physics.
They have this whole bit where they go down like the street where there's like other like superhero like cosplayer like people you can pay to have your photograph with. Oh, another thing is like Mantis like saw the Captain America guy. She's like, Steve. Like, did she not know that Captain America like left or whatever?
We all look the same to her.
So, they for some reason end up going to a gay bar and getting really drunk.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
just kind of a
it's-
throwaway.
It's not a Christmas party. I'm sure.
They end up finding Kevin Bacon's house, and they have this whole thing where the police show up and like she puts him to sleep with her power, and like Drax like tips one of the cars over. I mean, again, they had some funny dialogue with Drax like wanting like the Christmas elf thing
Right.
and wanting to go back for it.
Yeah, it's cute. I liked how they expanded on Mantis's like personality. You know, like
Yeah, she's coming out of her shell a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a lot of funny moments.
Yeah, yeah. And also her powers, like I thought they were lame at first, but after seeing her like basically being able to convince anybody to do anything, I was like, okay, pretty cool.
Yeah, and then once they get Kevin Bacon on board and they're taking him back, like they find out that he's just an actor, and they're like, and like Drax is like, "Oh, we hate you now."
And they're all actors. It's funny.
Even at the end, like when they like him, and like Nebula's like, "Oh, I guess not all actors are total pieces of shit." Oh, I did skip over at the beginning. Like, there's that alien band that like
Oh right. They sing
Yeah,
about
that was
Christmas.
kind of drawn out.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird too. Like, I guess it was an entertaining song, but at the same time, like what lore did they read that they came up with those lyrics? Yeah,
That's pretty intricate, like lore. It's
I know.
almost right too on everything.
So then they get there and they kind of like, throw the Christmas surprise for Star-Lord and turn on all the Christmas lights. And then Groot wheels out the present is Kevin Bacon. And at first, like, Star-Lord's like freaked out and he finds out that Mantis used her powers on him. So she takes off like her powers and then Kevin Bacon's like freaking out. And then he's about to leave, but then like Sean Gunn like tells him about how Star-Lord was down and they were trying to like bring him the meaning of Christmas or whatever. So then Kevin Bacon, I guess, like he's musical too. I guess in real life he does have a band, doesn't he? The Bacon Brothers or whatever.
Bacon Brothers.
So he starts singing some Christmas song and they're all exchanging gifts. You know what I thought was a weird bit is like a lot of them get these presents that are like these little like claymation like diagrams of like things that already happened in this Christmas special, and I'm like,
And that were currently happening as well.
I was like, who made these and how did they know?
That's the greatest power of all.
Well, I think, didn't Groot give them all those? I'm assuming it was a Groot present.
Maybe, but it was nonsense. I'm trying to think. I remember like Nebula gave Rocket the Winter Soldier's arm.
Oh, right.
And I kind of forget. There was a couple
Cosmo
other.
gave that guy a dead rat.
Oh yeah,
feature.
that bit was actually kind of
That was
funny.
cute, yeah.
Groot got a Game Boy.
Oh yeah. So I guess after that, like Kevin Bacon says his goodbyes or whatever, and he leaves. I think
Mantis reveals to Peter Quill that she's his sister.
that's right, and he's
That's
like,
the big Christmas
"That's
reveal.
the best present ever."
Yeah.
And he tells him how the story of Yondu ruining Christmas actually ended, and so they have another animated part where like Yondu found the Christmas present that was meant for him, which was that like little troll doll from the first movie or whatever. And then he gave Star-Lord the present of his element guns. And everyone lived happily ever after, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, my overall thoughts was it was fine. Probably nothing I would ever revisit, but it was fine. It was like, I don't know, 7 out of 10 maybe.
So, why didn't Mantis lose her powers when Ego died?
I mean, was his...
Maybe her mom had powers.
Well, again, it's been a
He
minute
hinted
since...
that he lost his powers when Ego died.
Who did?
Peter Quill.
Star-Lord.
I need to watch Guardians 2 again. I mean, but what was his powers really?
Like he could like create stuff like a god.
Yeah.
Like he had Ego's powers.
He could manipulate matter and stuff.
I guess I need to watch that again. But I mean, he didn't have those until he interacted with Ego.
Right. He
Well,
didn't know
he
that.
he had the power to like hold the stone in the first movie.
Oh, that's right. Well, I thought just the fact that he was half whatever he is
Yeah.
Celestial.
made him. So you think after Ego died, he became basically completely like human, or
It seems like he was trying to use it and he couldn't use it or something. It seems like there was some scene like that.
so? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't even know that Mantis was technically like one of his kids. So
Yeah, they like to bust out little things like that just to spice things up. So
yeah, maybe. I mean, you'd think based on her looks and power, like her mother had to be
yeah, something I guess. Yeah.
an empath too, probably. I don't know.
A freaking mantis. A celestial banged a mantis. And that's what happened.
That dude fucked everything in the galaxy.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking forward to this more than the Werewolf by Night one, but I think the Werewolf by Night one was actually better.
Yeah,
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 I think
definitely.
so too. But I like these little holiday specials. It's fun.
Yeah, they could keep these going. What should they do for an Easter special? Is there any characters that make sense?
Adam Warlock.
I mean, he is going to be like in the third Guardians movie.
Oh yeah, they did say something about being back for Easter, right?
Oh yeah, there was like that little post credit scene.
And they do call him Space Jesus. Who knows?
Oh yeah, Warlock. They do, don't they?
We'll see.
What
I
would
would
you
think
guys?
we'd already know about that if they're doing something for
What would you guys rate this?
Like a 6.5, 7.
Yeah,
It was okay.
Yeah,
same.
maybe a 6.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. Well, we are over the hour mark. You guys got anything else you want to talk about before we?
Nothing.
Good.
This was one of those shows where I'm like, man, I wish I had like something juicier going into it. But some weeks this is just what it is. But we still had fun, and we hope everybody listening along had fun. This is usually where we plug Twitter. Do you guys? Everyone seems to be like making like profiles on this new Hive format. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
Apparently, like it's like another social media platform that's only run by like a couple like people, like a very small operation. But I'm like, how did people like then like even hear about this and like?
Yeah, who knows?
But I still notice like all these people that are like, oh, like they're on Twitter posting like, oh, I made a Hive thing, but then they keep posting to Twitter, so it's like, I'm guessing it's not like great yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you guys will, please subscribe to the both the YouTube channel and to the podcast in audio form on your podcast service of choice. Leave us thumbs up, comments. We like hearing from you guys. Positive reviews, and while Twitter is still around, why not come and visit us, guys? Where can people find you on the Twitter?
At a name for this too, and that's the number 2.
At unsolicited SUG.
And you can of course find me at Zach Jones Live. That's ZachJonesLive, and that is going to do it for all of our shenanigans and poppycock this week. Please, please, please tune in again next week. Bye, guys.
Take care.
Yeah, have a good one.